Look, we're stuck in the system, we can't get out. It's time for a change, stop running your mouth. I'm looking for words, but I can't get it out. Look for the light, but the sun blotted out.
Hold on, let me hop on the beat. Cause social injustice and prisoner mindset is something we gotta defeat. We idle these hoes and wear all these clothes with shoes that can't be creased. Steady looking for substance and change, but we searching all up in these streets.
Got a stain on my shirt that I can't get out. My people on high like the top of the mount. We thirsting for truth, but there's no spout. Look for a savior, but no one around.
But no one's around, but where do they look? It ain't in the church, it ain't in the book. We can't get a job, so we rather crook. They got us in chains, a fish on the hood.
Look, harvesting not bodies, harvesting not organs. Got 'em real big mad, cause they culture boring. Pimping the poor, Jim Crow at the door. Selling our souls, our daughters a whore. I wanna give in, can't take it no more. Don't wanna believe our people are more.
We swept our cup when we look at decline. We got a new bottle, it's filled with...
Hello, and welcome to another MACultureM Podcast, where we discuss everything from intense social topics to funny social trends. Excuse me. Okay, I had to sneeze.
I'm waiting.
Appreciate you. But as always, we have a wonderful podcast for you all today. As y'all can see, we're covering Black excellence. But before we get started, if we could have our brief disclaimer.
Yes. So here on the MACultureM Podcast, y'all know we talk about a little bit of everything, as my boy Mark said, and sometimes the things we talk about can cause a little controversy and can stir some feelings up a little bit. So all we ask is that if you feel some type of way about any of the things that is said here on our platform, before you come jumping down our throats and beating us up, think about why you feel that way and think about why it even made you feel a type of way. And then come to us and we can talk about it, because we love to talk about it. But yeah, with that being said, y'all, it is Black Excellence Monday. But before we do that, Mark, check in with me. How you feeling?
Man, I'm cool. You feel me? Man, I had, this is a little bit of off topic on, what we're doing today. But y'all know I just turned 21. You feel me?
21.
Right. So I went to go purchase, some festivities or whatever.
Yes.
And the store owner was like we can accept your ID. It's still a minor ID type of thing. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, just look at the date. Like, it say 21.
Right.
What's going on here?
Right.
But besides that, it was just a little bit of conflict. Nevertheless, he ended up selling me my bottle. Still turned up. We all good. But how you feeling, G?
Them first couple of days of being 21, trying to get into the festivity store, or the festivity parties, they do give you a hard time a little bit, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, I guess my check-in will go into immediately what we talking about today. That Black excellence. I just participated in the Miss Missouri 2021 pageant, and it was amazing. Like, it was everything. I loved it. The experience was dope. All the girls were dope. It was just a lot of it was very diverse, but all the girls were dope and I loved it. The staff and the host, everybody was amazing, and I really think I found the world that I belong in. Like, the world of pageantry is a completely different world within itself, but I did this to show young girls that it's a world that you can belong to. There's a lot of different worlds within the world we live in that we know exist but don't know that we can belong to those worlds, and so I know I belong in this world. So yeah, I'm excited. I had a really good time. It was dope. But yeah. So that's my check-in, and that's our first Black excellence of the day. So yeah.
I'm glad you kicked it off like that. You feel me? I was definitely gonna say that for the local portion of this.
It's okay.
Hey, but you already kick-started it. So yes, with G's Black Excellence, again, shout out. I hope you had fun. Sounds like you did. Hope you plan to continue, and I hope young girls
Absolutely.
follow in her footsteps. You feel me? This is definitely, hey, hop in them pageants, the Miss USAs, Miss Colorados, whatever.
All
I
of
don't
that.
really know. Yeah, all of that, the whole nine,
All of that.
the whole nine. But transferring to again some more local news. Shout out my boy Loft, man. The whole hood is
Live.
proud. Okay, I hope
Yeah, boy, you make
I
the
hope
hood
he can
proud.
tap in. But honestly, the whole hood is proud. I know when I seen his cap and gown and my boy stepping in his suit, I was like, yes, sir. Like,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Live, you
Get
made
your
the hood
degree.
smile, my boy. You made the hood smile. Oh,
Absolutely.
man. Be proud of
Absolutely.
you, big homie. Be proud of
I'm,
you.
I'm trying to remember what school he graduated from so I could do this proper. But
Right. We believe it was Alabama A&M. We could
right.
be wrong on that, but if my memory serves me correctly, which it never does, I believe it was Alabama A&M. But yeah, he did that. He did that. I mean, yes. Yes. Shout out to my boy
Absolutely, you
Love.
feel me? Said he was gonna do it,
And
follow
did it.
through, and his grades was looking solid too. Like he ain't
Oh
even
yeah.
skip on by. Like he did his thing, man. Real inspiration, you feel me? Uh, because if you know Love, you feel me? That's a hood baby. You feel me? So to go out of state and do your thing, man, snaps out to
You to
cousin.
go. You to go for that one. You feel me? You paved the way for so many young homies coming up after you.
Yeah,
It's you gonna forever be a Denver East Side legend for this one because you changed the game. You feel me? You flipped your story all the way around, did a 180, and and
100,
and still and still
100,
gives your love and respect to the hood. So that's what makes you the
100.
GOAT because you feel me? You left the hood and still make sure that you do all that you gotta do for the hood. So
Telling you,
man, big ups to you, Live. It's much
for
love
real,
coming from this way.
for real. Trying to tell you, but yes, I think that will be all we have for the local news. If we come up with anything else, we'll be sure to share it. Well, shoot, are we talking about this Black Excellence thing? This would be a great time to front load MACultureM. You feel me? What we do here, what we do here in this thing, man, we really making a chess move, really reaching out to other organizations, trying to do it all. We having a blast doing what we're doing, me and G. We love doing
I
this
love it.
podcast. We love doing the workshops with our youth. Um, G stepped into her make a cleanse move. I love doing push and pawns. All of our facilitators are happy and love doing what we're doing. You feel me? We are all for the betterment of our people and not for the destruction of what we just said
Absolutely.
previously. So shout out to MACultureM. We doing our thing.
Absolutely. Y'all know we does our thing because we
Yeah,
mac them
all the
all the
days
days
and in all the ways. You hear me?
and in all the ways.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
tell you. So that would be it for our local news. Just once again, shout out G with her pageant stuff. Young girls, definitely following her
Appreciate the
footsteps.
love.
Shout out my boy Lof. I see you doing your thing. Graduating college is a great accomplishment, man. Especially, you know your story. We all proud
Period.
of you, boss. We
Period.
all proud of you.
Period.
And then shout out MACultureM. We doing our thing here.
Big
Using
shout out
our
to MACultureM because
platform.
honestly, y'all, like if it weren't for MACultureM, this pageant probably wouldn't have been able to be possible. So, yeah, MACultureM always comes through and supports when it comes down to it. That's what makes this organization really a family. So, yeah, always got to shout out the home team.
Absolutely, man. Y'all is real dope. That's it for our local news, though. Hopefully, Locke can tap in and correct us if we're wrong. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into some more Black excellence. G, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so I'll kick it off. You'll share screen for me.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay, I'm gonna do the first, but I'm kind of just gonna go in order of the thing.
Okay, okay.
So y'all, this first piece of Black excellence. So like I said, I participated in Miss Missouri over the weekend, and I just wanted to share some Miss Missouri who won, Joy Forrest, is a young Black woman, and I wanted to share that because it was just a beautiful thing to, one, have met her over the weekend, and then two, to see her win. Like, it was just a beautiful thing. So just want to share the video of them announcing her, and yeah, and then I'll be able to read it. I want to read her post, but go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Miss Missouri USA 2021 is Spanish Lady.
And she killing them hills too.
Yes. We were backstage, so happy for her. Like, y'all, the crazy thing is, her winning felt like a win. Like, I didn't feel like I lost in any way at all. It was a really crazy feeling, not gonna lie. But her post says, she quoted Drake and said, "I want to thank God for working way harder than Satan." And she says, "I've been struggling to find the words to express my gratitude, but I want to share how I'm feeling. I feel honored. I feel humble. I feel loved. I feel blessed. I feel comfort, and I feel ready to take on the Miss USA stage. I am beyond elated to be a part of the Vanbros Girls family, as I am as well. Please continue to follow my years of service. Lastly, we, my community, won People's Choice," and that's another thing. She won the People's Choice as well, which was dope. And thank you for everyone who has supported me on this journey, but this is just the beginning. Time to share joy and hit the streets. Hard work, dedication, discipline, and God. And I don't think y'all understand how elated I am to say that I became friends with Miss Missouri over the weekend. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little tidbit a little bit. It was an honor that, it was a beautiful thing to see that she was Black. It just felt like a win for us as the sisters in the background. So shout out to you, Joy. Love you, girl.
Shout out to Joy. I just want to point out what she said right here. You feel me? I want to thank God for working harder than Satan. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, that's real big. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm trying to tell you, I want to thank God for working way harder than Satan, because he gets it done. Won't he do it?
Come on, he will.
Hey,
he sure will.
Promise you.
Shout out to Joy.
I got this next thing that I got. Shaq's son, I think his second oldest, one of his boys or whatever, he made the decision to go to an HBCU over at PWI to play basketball, which as Black people, that's huge, because especially in the athletic world, because the athletics at HBCUs are downplayed compared to the athletics at PWI. The PWIs are the schools that are considered the D1, and the ones that the NBA scouts and stuff really look at. But I never want y'all to downplay the ability of what HBCU athletics bring. So for him to choose that is huge. What's up, Mark?
You good. I was just gonna say, and if you look at the majority of those PWIs that are
their teams
specifically on basketball,
teams are full of Black people. Athletes.
Exactly. So we are the demand as far as that field goes. So it's like, why not go to a historically Black college or university?
Exactly, and put our numbers there, and really push to change the image of what HBCUs are, because they're college and universities too, just as well as PWIs. It's just as hard to get to Howard as it is into Harvard. Like, Howard is a hard school to get into. Your test scores have to be off the charts to get into Howard. So it's like, we have those prestigious schools as HBCUs as well. They're there. Peer review is another one. Your test scores, Spelman really don't want to accept you if you have anything below a 4.0.
Right.
So like we have those prestigious HBCUs as well, but they're just downplayed. But so to Shaq's son, we got Shaquille O'Neal agrees to play basketball at an HBCU. The youngest. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal, the youngest son of NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, has announced that he will be attending Texas Southern University, TSU, baby, an HBCU in Houston, Texas. By doing so, he joins Masterpiece son Hersey Miller and the sons of Deion Sanders, who have also committed to supporting HBCUs instead of other colleges and universities. That just warmed my heart. Like, y'all, it's just a beautiful thing to see, you know, because especially with our, you know, celebrities and stuff, their children have to have schools to go to as well because they're regular people. And, you know, they have to push to get their education as well. So to, you know, see them, you know, choosing HBCUs is huge because that's going to want to make other little Black boys and Black girls want to choose HBCUs as well, because of the platform that, you know, their parents come from. Like, dang, that's Shaq's son and he went to an HBCU. I want to go to an HBCU. That's how the young mind thinks. And so that's just a huge thing. That's a huge thing. So, yeah, that absolutely. So let me finish reading, y'all. That just warmed my heart. Okay, so during a recent interview, he commented, "I just wanted to change the narrative of culture and do something new. A lot of people are going to follow me. You can expect a lot of buckets. I'm trying to get it into the NBA."
Facts. You feel me? And you know, like what it does is exactly what he said. You feel me? People are gonna follow, and what G said earlier, people are gonna follow in these footsteps. You feel me? If you know that the demand, as far as those athletics go, you know, Black people are in high demand, then you literally can change the narrative, as he said. You feel me?
Period.
Why go to Duke if you know you can get buckets and do all of that if you go to a HBCU?
Period.
You feel me? If Duke didn't have a single Black person on the roster, Duke would not be as high in the accolades as it is. Everybody knows that, but like we have this misconception, like if we go to Duke, then we have a higher chance of getting into the NBA. That's only because all of y'all are going to Duke. All y'all are going to Kansas, Villanova, that type of stuff. Like go to HBCU, Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman, wherever else y'all want to go, and ball out, and y'all gonna get the same result and help out your people while doing it. Hey, shout out to Shakir, dog.
Shout out to Shakir, the youngest of the O'Neal boys, you know. So yes, big shout out to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just, especially because I went to a HBCU, I know what the life and the culture is, and it's just something that I feel like you shouldn't miss. It's a part of life that even if school ain't for you, you know, still find your way onto a HBCU campus. Let me tell you, when I went to Grambling, it used to be just so many people posted at the school that was not enrolled, just chilling. Posted because the life and the culture of the campus was that lit just to be chilling on campus, you know. So find your way onto a HBCU campus, and I promise you're gonna fall in love with being Black in a whole different perspective and way. So shout out to Shakir.
Man, I've been definitely thinking about attending an HBCU, man. I'll just talk about it. You know, I only experienced Mesa. Like that was.
Oh yeah, you have to experience something else. You just have to.
Yeah.
You just, especially because you're from Florida. Like you're not from Colorado, you're from Florida. So you gotta really, you feel me, tap into that. You gotta tap into that because you know, when you have kids, what you gonna tell your kids, like,
for real.
You know, like you got to be able to tap into that. I can't wait till I get my feet back onto a HBCU campus because, man, I'm telling you, it's just nothing like it.
I'm definitely thinking about it. And I got my family all throughout the South, Georgia, Florida. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. I gotta figure out what I'm trying to study.
And that's okay, because while you doing that, you can always get a degree in business. A business degree is always dope to just have behind your name. Like, that's what I'm gonna go to school for
Right.
before I decide what I really want to do. But yeah, y'all. As we segue into this next
Segue that thing.
magic, a 21-year-old. At 21 years old, she is Ghana's youngest female commercial pilot.
Come
Y'all, at
on.
21 years old. That is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yes. And then look at this beautiful black sister.
I'm saying.
Look at this beautiful black sister. That smile. Like, yes, ma'am. Yes, you do that. So, Audrey Mame Essie Swatson is the youngest female commercial pilot in the country of Ghana, having obtained her commercial license at the age of 21. She is currently a first officer with Passion Air in Ghana, operating the Dash AQ 400 aircraft. Audrey started pursuing her passion in aviation when she was 18 years old. She attended the MAC Aviation Academy in South Africa, for flight training, where she also had her first solo flight in just 1 year after. She eventually obtained her commercial pilot license after completing a total of 210 hours that she has flown at age 21. She credits her education for her success. Apart from God and my parents, I owe everything I am and everything I hope to be to school. Without the education I have received during my lifetime, the friends I have met and have networked with, the great teachers that have been there for me since day one, I would not be able to move on to a more positive place in my life. I would not be able to have a chance to even become a pilot, Audrey said in the media interview. Moreover, Audrey founded her own aviation company called Excel Aviation, where she serves as the CEO. She is glad to be given a chance to inspire other children that whatever they dream of, they can actually be. Education has fulfilled me, and I'm a more positive person because of it. Big props,
Hey,
y'all. Big
that's dope.
props. Yes, that's dope. And it's the founded her own aviation company for
Exactly.
me, at the 21. Operating as CEO. That's that, man. Much love, sis. Much love, sis. I see you. And to all of our little girls out there who dream of one day wanting to become a pilot, the destiny is yours and you can do it. You can do it, as our young sister has proved. So that's love.
Or if you're still battling with what you want to do, you feel me?
Exactly.
This is showing, even what you're doing, G, with the passions. Like, this is showing you so much more than what this world would limit you to.
Yeah,
exactly. They're gonna limit you. They're gonna limit you to being good singers,
dancers.
Being a nurse is a good field, but I can't tell you how many people I know are working in
the nursing field.
In the nursing field. Like, don't limit yourself, even though that's a good occupation to have. You feel me? There's so much more that you could do.
And don't limit yourself to one thing. Don't limit yourself to one thing. If you want to do 5 and 6 different things, do 5 and 6 different things. Make sure that you're doing it in a healthy way for yourself, so you never want to drain yourself. But don't limit yourself to just doing one thing for the rest of your life. That's what kills us off so fast, is that we get stuck to doing the same thing daily, and we never change anything up. Life is about experience and excitement, and you have to be able to change things up and experience different things to have a fulfilling life. Have different stories. I want to have so many stories by the time I'm 31. I want to have so many stories, and then from then on, I want to have, you feel me, by the time I'm 61, I want to have 110 more stories piled on top. I want to have stories on stories on stories on stories on stories to tell all the youth up under me. Everybody who's coming up after me, I want to have stories to tell them, so that they may be able to possibly learn something from things that I've experienced.
Absolutely. But this is really dope to see. I mean, I don't even know that many black pilots, period, nowadays, you feel me? Historically, I know some, but like this isn't an occupation that our
It's
people like
normal.
strive to get into.
Yeah.
And like this is a great responsibility. Like she's in charge of everyone's life that's on her aircraft. Like
Yep.
this is nothing shabby. She doing her thing. And to do it at 21,
21.
I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, she's really dope. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. Big props to sis Audrey. You doing your thing, and who knows, maybe as we take our flights cross country, maybe you'll be our pilot one day.
I would love to meet her for sure.
Hey, for sure.
For sure.
All right, as we segue into this next thing, we got, the power of a Black mom, which as we all know is strong.
Very.
Black moms there's nothing that they can't do. They are superwoman. But this Black mother specifically, mom of 7, makes history as the first Black person to earn a PhD in survey methodology. Mom of 7, baby, got that PhD, and look, here we are. Okay. Alina Mays, who is a wife, mother of 7, and a famous YouTuber, has successfully earned a PhD in survey methodology. She is the first and only Black person in the world to hold a doctorate degree in that field. Hold up. She is the first and only Black person in the world to hold a doctorate degree in that field.
I've never even heard of that field, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
We're going to get into it as we read down a little bit more of what survey methodology is. So, Mays was inspired to pursue a career as a survey statistician because of her passion for math and health, and she hopes to develop inclusivity in surveys. After earning a Master of Science degree in mathematics from Georgetown University, Mays went on to pursue her PhD in survey methodology and statistics from the University of Maryland, College Park. Most recently, she shared on Facebook that she has now received her PhD after passing her dissertation defense, and that she is the first African American to do so. What's a survey methodologist? Well, I'm a survey statistician, so specifically, I researched the math behind surveys. Mays wrote, suppose we want more information on how diabetes affects women ages 30 to 40 in order to develop better treatment courses. Well, in a perfect world, we would like to send out a survey to all women ages 30 to 40 with diabetes. However, this is not practical for many reasons. So instead, we choose a smaller group, say 2,000 women from the same population, to represent the whole population of 30 to 40-year-old women with diabetes. For nearly 6 years, Mays has been juggling her doctorate studies with her married life, raising her 7 children, and blogging. She, with her Korean American husband, Joseph Lee, produces content for their blogs with their children, where they share their experiences as a multicultural blended family. So Mays, who is now 35, has accomplished a lot of things through her hard work. And she also credits God for her success. During this lifetime, I encountered God's love through a divine meeting with his Holy Spirit in a way I cannot wait to share. His love has been enough for me to manifest anything I desire to do, be, or become, she said.
Listen, this is, still very dope. Again, to be one of the first and only to do anything is really dope. You feel me? But it's almost like she didn't create this field, but like really molding it for people who wanted to do anything like what she's doing. You feel me? And the fact that she's the first and only Black person to do so, hopefully that paves the way for other people like her to do the same. I mean,
this shows, the many different fields that there are for us to operate in, because we ain't never heard of no survey methodologists, didn't even know it
At
exists.
all.
And like she said, her passion was math and health. So it's like,
Mhm.
if you like something and you enjoy something, don't allow anybody to discourage you into trying something different if that's what you really like. If you like math and you like science and that's your thing, then you stick to that. Don't let anybody try to force you to be an athlete or artist or English major, anything like that. You do what it is what's your passion. We got to figure out our passions for ourselves and really push and pursue that, because there's a million different fields that we can go into, and there's fields that we don't even know about that we can become the first in as Black people.
Bro. For real. But yeah, shout out to her, mother of 7, doing her thing. Mother of 7.
Mother of
Doing her
7.
thing. I mean, what can I say? First
Boy,
and only Black person.
they got all girls and one son.
It looked like it, man.
Woo!
That's
Woo!
tough.
Look, Jesus, if you hear me right now, please don't do that to me.
Oh, man.
Please don't do that to me.
Man. I'm stopping at 3, so it wouldn't happen.
Oh, see, I want 6. I want 6. I want 4 boys and 2 girls.
Girl, you want a whole football team.
No, that's 11. That's
Hey,
11.
might
I
as
want a
well
basketball
be.
team and a sub.
It might as well be a football team. I'm trying to tell you.
Look. But as long as I'm financially stable and able to take care of them, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, because the Bible tells us to be fruitful and multiply. So if I'm fruitful enough to do it, then I'm definitely gonna multiply in numbers, because I'm trying to have my family out here like the Smiths and dominate the whole entire. You feel me? Everything. So
I'm trying to tell you.
you hear me? But as we
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and separate that thing. All right, but if you have 6, you most definitely will be multiplying. That's a fact. Okay, but we gonna go ahead and jump into this next topic. Segue. And I have just some more stuff to go with some Black excellence. Got Linewood Shaffer, and I hope I pronounced that right. L21 will mark author debut with Black Excellence Journeys of Success. All right, so this journal entry will be published by New Degrees Press in August 2021. I'm sorry. The goal of Black Excellence is to educate, inspire, and inform the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, executives, professionals, and more throughout the stories and advice of those who currently occupy those ranks. The hypothesis is that no matter how ordinary we think we are each capable of extraordinary results. And Black excellence seeks to model how to achieve those results while being grounded in experience. Mm-hmm. So just in that first paragraph alone, you feel me, long story short, or in layman's terms, right? He's trying to take the idea that we are ordinary and change it to make sure that we know that we are capable of accomplishing much. What we talked about earlier, you feel me, being limited to only a certain few occupations, whatever the case may be. As we just saw in this mom of 7, literally she entered a whole field that me nor G knew about, survey methodology. That's crazy. But yeah, like, and then this last sentence, right? Being grounded in experience. So you're learning from those people who are already in that field. That means that we have to first get to that field. Therefore, we can pass on our knowledge and advice to those that come after us. So this is dope already, but Shaffer grew up in Burlington, New Jersey, and earned a degree in accounting at Drexel University. After Drexel, he worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers as a CPA He served as president of the National Association of Black Accountants.
NABA.
Nah, but I'm trying to tell you, that's something I didn't even know existed either.
Me
Like,
neither.
this is crazy. So at Drexler and later as the director of professional education for NABA's Philadelphia chapter, where he helped lead efforts to diversify the profession through a program called Pass Now. The initiative was intended to address the low percentage, 3%, according to the CPA Journal of African American CPAs. I'll read this too. So when I spoke with Kenneth Frazier, chairman and CEO of Merck, who is also an attorney for Black excellence, says Schaffer, he spoke about the importance of both collective action and individual excellence. Therefore, for my goal is to learn and develop into the best professional I can be. Penn has given me great training to build from and to hopefully contribute to diversifying these elite professions in COVID, right? That's
Coveted.
okay, spots in society. So this is dope. You feel me? This is all connecting, using connections, and then forming what you want to be in your goal in life. You feel me? Using each other to bounce off of each other,
Yeah.
and then help other people who want to follow in these footsteps. You feel me? He heard a need for his culture, and now he's using what he learned in his profession to go about it. This is dope, man. Shout out to Linewood Shaffer. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Really dope, man. Really dope. Anything you want to say, G, before we?
Yeah, nah, that is just dope, seeing it's men like this, men and women like this who are doing like, the backdoor work and the undercover work for the community that's not really being talked about, but that's real vital and importance to change the narrative of, how we're viewed in America just in general. And it's these societies that he's a part of that we don't even know about.
Right.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I absolutely big props, big respect. I love it. And we just need to see more of this in our community. We definitely need to see more of this work. And it just needs to be highlighted more so that we do know that these things exist and are going on, and we know the names of the people who are doing the groundwork and the footwork to really change the narrative for our community.
Exactly. The fact that we've never heard of the National Association of Black Accountants should be
like
a crime.
what? Should be a crime. should be a crime, for real.
Because if they ask us who made the XXL freshman cipher list, we gonna say that dumb quick. But let us hear an organization like this, and that's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's crazy how we know certain organizations by heart. The ones that matter
that are important to know, we've never even heard of
at all.
Definitely got to change the narrative.
But yeah, he publishing a whole book on this type of stuff. Definitely something I'm gonna look forward to, because like I said, this is an organization we need to know. That's NABA, National Association of Black Accountants. They even had their lawyers that are Black.
Especially as we try to push towards financial freedom and getting towards that generational wealth or whatever, it's important that we have accountants that look like us.
Right. That ain't going to cheat us
and help us.
Absolutely. Hey, that's dope though, for real.
Definitely dope.
But we're going to go ahead and segue into some important Black news.
We're gonna do local business first, and then so we got different local business. HoneeyHoneey, Denver local homegirl Dejanay. She got a little clothing line. So I just want to, direct y'all to her Facebook page and her website. Y'all can check out some of the things that she got going on. And support. That's what we do. You feel me? We try to plug people into the community, Black owned businesses, shop Black, buy Black, support Black, everything that we got to do to stay Black. You feel me? So, let's see.
Come on, people, and keep that Black money into circulation. You feel me?
Exactly.
As far as that whole system goes, we as a culture and a race and a community, however you want to look at it, we do not keep our Black dollars into our Black businesses.
We don't, and that's why we losing the East Side. That is why we are losing the East Side, because we do not keep our money circulating through our own communities. We like to support everybody else and everything else, and we're not supporting each other. So that's why we're losing the East Side, and that's the problem. We got to get it back. We have to intervene back into our own communities and buy everything back. So with that comes education and money and unity and discipline, dedication. Determination, all of that. Can you open up the her Facebook page for me? It's on the.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, my fault.
But yeah, y'all, we got to get the East Side back, because I don't know what the Rhino District is, but we are the East Side. We are the 5 Point. Okay, so this is the Honey Facebook page. If you will click on her website thing.
Can I scroll past it? Is it this?
Yep. Yes, sir. So this is her website here. You could come on here and purchase your stuff. As y'all see, we got the Homeboy Loft, sporting one of the Honey t-shirts, so definitely check out Dejanay's HoneeyHoneey clothing line and support. You feel me? That's really all it is. It's just about support. So I mean, you feel me? It's a dope shirt. You feel me? That it's dope. You feel me? I got some shoes matching perfectly. You feel me? My shoes from Cassium Stevenson, Casey Steezy. He did my custom shoes. So, I got some shoes that'll match the shirt. You feel me? But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to shout out real quick. And if you have a business out there, you feel me, or a Black owned business and you want us to shout them out or whatever, drop it in the comments or hit us up in our inbox or whatever and let us know, because we're definitely trying to make sure we shout out and support all local businesses, Black owned businesses, Denver especially, because that's the hometown. But you feel me, any Black owned businesses throughout the nation that you know about, drop it in the comments or hit us up in our inbox so that we can be sure to go ahead and get them shouted out.
Straight like that. You feel me? And don't say you got it, because if it had Kanye West's name on it, y'all would jump on it. Period. Come on. This shirt is dope, especially this blue, and I'm rocking with it already.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I'm loving it. So definitely check out.
She got some press-on nails too. The white one go hard too, just as hard. So come on, tap into that. Show some love.
I'm gonna need the white to match my shoes.
I'm gonna keep that tab open, because that blue one is a cop. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right. So this last thing, y'all, I wanted to, as I was looking for my Black excellence, news or whatever to share the Black excellence with y'all, this article popped up that really disturbed me and rubbed me wrong. So I just wanted to do an emergency Black news for y'all on this Black Excellence Monday to keep us aware. It's definitely something we will be touching on our next Black News podcast. But here we got trying to get it open.
This right here?
Yes, I'm trying to get it open on my screen so I can see and read. I ain't got my glasses. I gotta get some glasses.
Read for you.
Some glasses. Cool. So we got wrong tab. Sheriff's deputy bragged about beating black man, said it was sweet stress relief, feds say. So the FBI was looking into a violent extremist group when authorities said they discovered the former Georgia sheriff's deputy was involved. So yes, sir, Mark, if you can read for me.
Got
I
you,
kind
got
of
you.
want to, read and then talk a little bit and then read some more and talk a little bit more and then.
Facts. Okay, just stop me whenever.
Got you.
All right, so an FBI investigation into a violent extremist group led to the discovery of the former Georgia sheriff's deputy who bragged about beating a black man, fantasized about killing liberal politicians, and had a cache of illegal firearms, prosecutors said. Illegal firearms, all right. So Cody Richard Griggers, 28, Montrose, pleaded guilty to one count of possession and an unregistered firearm on Monday and faces a maximum of 10 years in prison and a maximum fine of 250 bands. So according to the statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Middle District of Georgia.
So
Just real quick.
that first, paragraph, in that, what it says. The deputy who bragged about beating a black man fantasized about killing liberal politicians and had a cache of illegal firearms. This is America. Yeah, that's all I have to say to that. This is America, and that's America with 3 capital K's. This is America, okay? So yeah, go ahead. Are you finished reading? Keep reading with the FBI agent.
I will do, but just real quick.
Go ahead.
How does he only get charged with one count of possession of an unregistered firearm?
When it said
and just 2 sentences earlier, I'm saying that means like a whole locker dedicated to firearms. Like, ain't no way he just got one count of illegal firearms. That's plural. How does he get one count?
Plural. That's multiple.
I'm saying,
like
how does
you
he
said,
get
that's
one
a
count
locker.
of
That's a locker full. A trunk full.
Like G said, this is America with 3 Ks. But continuing, FBI agents investigating a San Diego, California man who was making violent political statements on social media said they discovered text from Griggers in a group chat called Shadow Moses or Shadmo, whichever discussed militia type prepping, including lengthy discussions of weapons, combat gear, and survival techniques. So real quick, now they have a solid idea of what all is in his cache. It looks like he's preparing for war.
Exactly.
He has illegal weapons,
he's already a
combat
part of a militia group. He's already a part of a white supremacist militia group. So y'all, as Mark continues to read, y'all gonna it gets let me tell y'all, there are white people out here who are really truly planning and preparing for a war to eliminate us off of the earth. To eliminate us as black people. They are preparing, they are stocking up, they are doing all the things that they see fit that they have to do, because they're uncomfortable with the fact of us gaining any parts of equality to them.
I'm trying to tell you, things like the KKK, Aryan Brotherhood, they are in full effect.
And this group is called Shadow Moses or Shadmo.
Yeah, look out for that for sure. But the ex-Wilkinson County Sheriff's deputy claimed in those texts that he was manufacturing and acquiring illegal firearms, explosives, and suppressors. Man, it's like, I do want to get through this whole passage, but it's like, man, they just said that this man was manufacturing, that means making, creating guns, and acquiring illegal firearms. So I don't understand how we get one count of I
What?
forget what they
What?
said.
This
One
should be a
count of
life
unregistered
sentence.
firearm. I'm trying to tell you,
This should be a life sentence.
had this man been colored, they would have charged him as some type of kingpin status. Because why are you creating guns and explosives?
And explosives.
Had this man been Middle Eastern, man, they would have gave him the chair. In Colorado, or let me say Denver specifically, suppressors are illegal. Although they said California earlier, but who knows what their gun laws are. But that's just something crazy to think about. Like, this man is clearly doing crazy illegal stuff. Like, this should be inciting a riot. You know, they was quick to call LeBron inciting a
Definitely should be
riot.
inciting a riot. This is
Exactly.
inciting war. This
I'm
is
trying to
more than
tell you.
inciting a riot. This is inciting war.
I'm trying to tell you, but according to a criminal complaint filed in November of last year, Griggers also expressed viewpoints consistent with white, racially motivated violent extremists, including the use of racial slurs, slurs against homosexuals, and making frequent positive references to the Nazi Holocaust. I mean,
To
what
the
more needs
what?
to be said,
Read that
bro?
for me again, bro. Mark, to the what?
I'll read the whole thing. So, Griggers also expressed viewpoints consistent with white, racially motivated violent extremists, including the use of racial slurs, slurs against homosexuals, and making frequent positive references to the Nazi Holocaust.
Frequent positive references to the Nazi Holocaust.
Meaning in favor of, like Nazi Holocaust was desirable. This is our, what is he, a sheriff deputy?
Sheriff deputy, and he basically had a former sheriff deputy, but a sheriff deputy nonetheless.
I mean, someone who still had his badge for X amount of years, still running the streets, able to arrest, murder, the whole nine. That clearly has a distaste for a large group of people. Those racial slurs, slurs against
Anybody that's
homosexuals.
not white, it seems like.
Man, white and straight, heterosexual, I should say. I'm trying to tell you. So he said he worked in the local jail. That's even worse, man, because prisoners don't have a lot of rights as they are. So I could only imagine what he was making. Man, that's sad to think about. So he said he worked in a local jail, and on one occasion in 2019 wrote that he had gotten wrapped up in my AR and forgot to tell y'all that I beat the S out of an inmate. I'm trying to stay family friendly. So substituting a racial, what does that say? Substituting a racial, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that word. Yeah. But F tried to steal a 33rd Glock mag from the local gun store. The criminal complaint said Griggers allegedly described the beating as a sweet stress reliever. It's a sign of a beautiful things to come. Also, I'm going to charge them with whatever felonies I can to take away their ability to vote. He continued, according to the complaint, the Wilkinson County Sheriff's Office declined to discuss the allegations against Griggers. The sheriff does not wish to make a statement, the agency said in a statement Friday to NBC News. Griggers also offered Shadmo members prescription medications. He also had obtained the law enforcement only ammunition. The complaint, okay, hold on. Because they're kind of running through a lot of different crimes and felonies.
Right. So real quick, so epithet is a term of abuse.
Okay. So substituting a racial epithet. Got you.
Yeah.
So man, so let's just start here. So Griggers, however you pronounce his name, man,
Right.
allegedly described the beating as sweet stress relief. That's already police brutality off the rip. You can go ahead and charge him.
That's hate crime.
I'm saying, man. And then also I'm going to charge them with whatever felonies I can to take away their ability to vote.
Mm.
That's your sheriff deputy. That's crazy.
That's what's it called?
Man.
I'm so mad I can't even think of what it's called. But when you plan it, the pre-plan,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, and it's escaping me at the moment. But you know, he has these preconceived emotions towards us already, and how he's gonna treat us. And
man, it's almost like planning evidence to stack a case against somebody. Like, man. But the Wilkinson County Sheriff Office declined to discuss the allegations against Griggers. Why not? Like,
period. Why not?
The MACultureM organization has someone deliberately done anything close to this, like our leaders would be the first ones to make a statement.
Period.
Like, hey, we didn't know this guy was on this type of stuff. We are sorry that we allowed him to be a law enforcer on this type of stuff.
Represent the entire.
I'm trying to say, and at least get ahead of this. Like, other officials do not represent the same ideologies as this man.
It's like they're condoning it.
Man, or like they're trying to make it seem like they're not one way or the other when they need to be one way, which is
exactly.
Protecting. Man, I can barely talk. But listen, this is what so Griggers also offered Shadmo members, the racial Nazi, whatever they would want to call themselves. I'm gonna just call them a hate group, but providing the members prescriptions, medications. He said that he obtained in law enforcement only ammunition, which leads me to this first paragraph. Second paragraph, I apologize. How does this man only get one count? This is his charge. This is the totality of his charge. Pleaded guilty to one count of possession in an unregistered firearm. This is all this man is facing.
I mean, that right there is saying he took a deal because he pled guilty, which means they offered him a deal, and he pled guilty and took the lowest possible, outcome that they could have, which is crazy because when you look at, the justice system, whether you're black or you're white or Hispanic, Asian, whatever, a appointed attorney's job is to get you to take a plea deal.
Right.
Period. And then a lawyer's job is to get you to take whatever is in your best interest.
Right.
Whatever is in your best interest, which means that this guilty plea to the one count of possession of the, what does it say?
Unregistered firearm.
It makes me question, like, well, what was the other options?
I'm trying to tell you.
Offering him, because this is a pretty this is like a slap on the wrist for everything that he's a part of and everything that he's doing. Like, this is really a slap on the wrist.
And y'all know he's guilty of it.
Period.
Like, this is known information.
He's gonna sit in jail for 10 years and fester on all of this and build up rage inside of him.
But that's a maximum of 10 years.
Which means he's only gonna do maybe about 5.
This fine doesn't matter. He's not gonna end up paying it.
Nope.
He's not gonna end up paying
And he
$250,000.
probably got it. Quiet as it's kept,
Yeah,
he probably got it.
his
So
family,
it's like,
he's in
and
a
it's crazy,
whole.
but I always think, and I want to say, I'm going to be financially stable enough to where I can buy a murder charge. And in that, I say, like Kevin Gates says in a song, you feel me, like that I can buy a murder charge now. Why people buy murder charges all the time? If you have paper, you buy you a lawyer, a good enough lawyer, because you have to pay money for a good lawyer, period. You feel me? When you have paper, you can buy the justice system and sway it in your favor. It happens all the time. And that's why politicians, the best criminals in the world are politicians. You
I'm
can't
trying to
tell
tell
me
you.
that politicians are not criminals. They're the biggest criminals because they work in the system, which means they know their ways, they know the loopholes, they know how to get around the system. They
And they
know
know
who
who
to
to
go
talk
to.
to.
They know who's
Yeah.
corrupted and who's not corrupted. They know who's going to go for the BS and who's not going to go for the BS. They're the best criminals because they work within the system. I don't trust politicians, not a little bit. And it's
At all.
crazy because I watched the show Godfather of Harlem, and you got to think, there are pastors and reverends out there in the world who operate in those really big churches, like the TV churches,
Mm-hmm.
who make it, it's important to them to make sure that they have a TV program for their church, and their church has 3,000 people. They are politicians. Because they're looked at as spiritual guides for people such as the president or senators or high celebrities or whatever. When you look and you see people who get in trouble and they have to make a public statement, they usually have a spiritual guide in their corner. That spiritual guide is usually political.
For real. But I just want to cover this last part and then a little bit of this next paragraph as well before we exit. But he allegedly boasted about recruiting people into Shadmo and gave members instruction on how to make explosives, suppressors, automatic triggers, and automatic weapons. Authorities said Griggers went on to discuss his desire to steal items from the sheriff department. Also, I want to get LE law enforcement only stuff like flash bans and entry charges and say, listen, they are preparing for combat. What would they
Yes,
need
they are.
entry charges for? That's like explosives to enter something that's sealed off, like inches and inches of steel, stuff that's not meant to get into. They're planning
Like the
on.
Pentagon, as if they're trying to infiltrate the Pentagon.
I'm trying to tell you. And then flashbangs, like they are preparing for warfare. This is truly ridiculous. This is definitely something to be talked about. And future podcasts, we are running low on time. But this is crazy to even hear. Like,
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie,
I
we
have
should
to
have
bring that.
started
I
with
have to bring that to light, for me, as an emergency little broadcast, because y'all, this is real. Like, we have to be aware of what's going on in the world. The world is not all rainbows and unicorns. It's real life. There's people really out here preparing for war, to take us out. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Man. But at this time, I'd like to invite you all to like and follow our social media platforms. First, we got Make a Chess Move.
Got you. Wait a minute.
Appreciate you.
Got you.
Then we got Make a Culture Move. Then we got our virtual art of storytelling, which we are picking up in the fall once again. Check out our YouTube channel at Make a Chess Move MACultureM. Check out our website, www.makeachessmove.org, and then our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest is all MACultureM303. Make sure to cop yourself some MACultureM gear. Again, shout out to all our locals, G with her pageant, Lafayette with graduating college, and shout out MACultureM again for doing our thing here. And with that being said, y'all MACultureM out there.